What is up, my beautiful people? I am back doing a little video. I don't know how long I'm gonna be back, but I wanted to start doing something, kind of get back out there a little bit, and first of all, in terms of the title of this, I do not believe in having regrets. I believe that everything that happens in life we can learn from, and if you can't find a lesson in something, you know what I mean? Like there's an issue there, right? Because it's kind of falling into our victim mentality. However, I do think that there is a maybe regret in the making if I don't take certain action. I'll get to that in just a moment, but let's just real quick. We're going to talk a little bit about crypto, Bitcoin, the market, and then the DeFi project Paca that used to be 8-bit farmer that continues to pay and is performing phenomenal. They had some updates. I started covering them when they first came out, and I want to come back to it because they did just change over. It used to be 8-bit, now it's Paca, and just wanted to kind of take a look at the UI with you guys. But let's take a look here. I'm going to try and do this whole thing without having to do all kinds of edits because I feel like the reason I don't make a ton of videos is the editing. It's just that, and I like editing. It takes a lot of time, and I've just been real busy. So looking at, well, first, you know, Bitcoin continues to be correlated with the stock market. There's just no way of denying that. Okay. At some point, I think it won't be. And there's times certainly where it has broken free, like when some of the banks collapsed last year. We saw, a rise in Bitcoin when that was happening. But for the most part, it is following the stock market. So here's the S&P. And I mean, we've had a few really rough days. Friday was pretty brutal, and there's definitely some catalysts coming out. Um, there's rate cuts that are likely going to happen, one this month and then possibly another one. The question is how much? Is it going to be 50 basis points or 25? I kind of think it's just going to be 25 through this month. And then at the next meeting, they'll do another 25. So two by the end of the year. That certainly should help bring some liquidity into the market and bring in more investors into crypto. The one issue though is that we're different from the last bull cycle. We don't have stimulus checks going out and everyone's staying at home. Like we did during the big flu dump, COVID. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say that on YouTube, but at any rate. So look, I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know if it's going to continue going down. I know that I thought 2023 was going to be the recession year and that we weren't going to see new highs again. And, I mean, we've had, quite a year. It's basically just gone up. So everywhere you turn, everyone's talking about recession, but I feel like they've been saying that for the last 10 years. So I don't know. I'm just completely clueless. But let's take a look over at Bitcoin. I do want to brag a little bit because I was just looking at this. I just pulled up my chart, my Bitcoin chart. And all right, so this is on the daily. Let me lower that. So here is my bragging rights. Some of you may remember, but by the way, when you make a chart, as you guys know, unless you erase it, it keeps the work that you've done. Okay. So this squiggly line here, all right, I did that. I drew that on, I think it was actually Thursday, April, I think it was April 25th. Thursday, April 25th. I was doing a video and I said, so we're right here, right? I said, this is what I think Bitcoin is going to do. It is going to come up and it's going to and this and that. And then once it breaks through here, it's going to be off to the races. We'll get to, let's see, where did I go? Oh yeah. thought we'd have a pullback right around that 100,000 mark, but yeah, this is basically, where my sort of prediction is, I think, for this cycle. I know it's not as high as what many, and listen, it may be high. This blue line right here, represents just a broader. Let me go to the weekly so you guys can see this. This is kind of nuts here, what I'm trying to do. Let's see. All right, there we go. A little bit better. Anyway, I may have been a little off on some of this stuff, but as you can see, it did come down here, right? I mean, bounced right where this blue line is. And then I mean, you see where we are right now. If this follows what I did back in April, we could see on the next leg up, that could be the turning point to break this. We need to break this, okay? Once we get over, let's see, once we get over this blue line here, 68, 69, if it can go through that onto 70, and then once it starts breaking above 72, and then of course the high was 73, like 73.50 or something like that. Once that gets pierced, I mean, it's going to pop. It's going to run easily to 90. Would be my guess, not financial advice. But going back to what I was saying here, this blue line that I have just represents, you know what I mean, the top in 2017, and then of course the two tops and the last bull cycle, and that's just kind of my thinking in terms of where this could go to in this cycle. Which would be, I'm thinking like 120,000. All right, would be my guess. Now, there's a lot of people that think, it's going to go a lot higher than that, and I do think it's going to go a lot higher than that. I just don't know if that's going to happen in this cycle. And by the way, I think we reach this probably a year from now, like like the fall, or maybe the beginning, sometime the beginning or mid, right before the summer in 2025. Could be wrong. Maybe something happens and we just start cranking. But at any rate, just wanted to kind of pull this up. Obviously, I'm going to keep this. Hopefully, I get to really brag and this follows it to a T. But anyway, going over to Paca Finance. All right, this thing. First of all, what? Where is it? Wait. I wanted to go to the front page because page unresponsive. Why is it unresponsive? I've had it on for a bit here. That's probably why. All right, here we go. Sorry, guys. This thing loads. I still need to. Well, anyway, I wanted to show you the cool llama that they have with sunglasses on, and I'm worried if I keep messing with this video is just going to take much longer than possible. But this whole new UI looks great. I mean, it was kind of cute, the 8-bit farmer thing that they had going. That was nice and everything, but this just looks so much cleaner, so much nicer. I want to be the one to take credit for the daily return. Obviously, they would have done this anyway, but I do remember texting Scott saying, bro, it'd be really cool if you had a daily return thing as well. But they would have done that anyway. I can't really claim credit. Sorry, Scott. I was trying to, ride your coattails, buddy. But anyway, guys, this is probably one of the best DeFi projects there is. The regret that I was talking about maybe is sort of the fact that I've not jumped into doing, more of the DeFi farming, liquidity pools and stuff like that. And thank God we get to basically do it through this, right? It's Scott, Lee, those guys, they're the ones that are running the liquidity pairing, and it's kind of like, bot trading, where you're really just capturing, the volatility in the markets. And these guys are not going after, the crap coins where you can make significantly more money, but there's just a lot more risk. They're going after, they have the bigger coins, the larger cap, coins. So they are playing it safe. And there's no deposit fees, there's no dev fees, there's no taxes. They're only taking money above and beyond, if there is money above and beyond what our daily rate is, right? So, and look how much deposits they have. Look at this. I remember when like we were getting all excited when it hit 500,000, you know? And by the way, we don't need any more deposits. Like if you haven't pulled the trigger yet to get into this, we don't need you to come in. It's nicer when there's a bigger pot, to put to work. But it's not, it's not needed. There's no Ponzi-nomics. I know that there's going to be these stakes since the transfer, they're a little out of order, but I do believe that a sort button is coming soon. So that will be fixed. I just love this. You know what I mean? Like this is the coolest thing. And there are people, I mean, I think I'm gonna regret not putting more money into this. And maybe I will. I just think that I put so much of my capital into into Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana and all the crypto stuff. I just haven't really had a lot of dry powder left, to put here. But I may decide to do that. So anyway, I can't speak, I can't speak any more. This is where the editing would come in here because I just drawn a blank. I can't speak highly enough there. What's up? I can't speak highly enough about this program. Seriously, like these guys have just done a phenomenal job. This protocol it kills it. So anyway, there are affiliate things. I think I have I'll have a link down below. But if not, I mean, it's not, what's great is that this isn't going to be like here's the llamas. They're on the affiliate page. They're also on the opening page. They got llamas with sunglasses. Who does that? It's wonderful. Anyway, so listen, I've rambled long enough. Paca, check it out. If you have not jumped into this, I don't know what you're waiting for. I'm getting paid basically anywhere from 3.3% to 4% per day on each deposit that I put in. So, and it tells you like right now, 0.33. I thought it was actually up. Maybe it went back down again. They'll do they'll do specials where they'll bump this up to 0.4. And they'll announce it, and it'll usually be a couple days or something like that. So as you can see, I have different stakes. Sometimes it's 0.35. I got a 0.4 here, 0.33. So it changes a little bit, but it's always been at least 0.33 per day. You lock them up for 250 days. I haven't taken any profits from this yet. I really, if I'm going to take a profit, it would be when a stake ends and I just retrieve the money from the original stake, right? So that's when I would pull money. I'm just not going to pull, the funds, what I mean, that are getting generated. I would rather just make those into new stakes. And then when those stakes come up, then I'll pull that money. But this has, just from the compounding, I forget what I've initially put in, but just from the compounding, I've made a decent amount of money on this. Like I put in very little money into this originally. I should actually look back at what I've put in totally, but anyway. So let me know if you guys are in this. Also, here's one. If you're in this and you have not had a good experience in it, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear anyone that has had a poor experience with Paca Finance or 8-Bit Farmer when it was that. So, they did do the transition, but from what I've seen, anyone that's had any issues, they've been all over it. They've been super helpful. So check it out. Let me know what you think of Bitcoin, the market, crypto, DeFi. I'll catch you guys on the next one.